Hey everybody, so I'm back. Welcome back to Nothing to Something. Just kind of giving you a kind of a heads up of some of the projects that I've been working on. Kind of quick updates. Here we have the 04 Mini Cooper. It's right here. I'm working on my wife's Mini Cooper. We replaced a couple of things on it. We replaced the positive battery cable from the back to the front to the post. We try to get the BTS module that's on the back of the positive cable that hooks up to the battery to turn the airbag light off, which upon numerous readings, which there's not a lot of videos on this or information, is basically we have to go to either a dealership or someone that has a pretty good scanner tool to reset that. You can't reset it by pulling the negative on the battery, waiting 5, 10, 30 minutes, or pulling the ECU, ECM, whatever it's called for your vehicle, and plugging it back in to reset it. That does not work. Not only that, I have a couple of other lights that are on that don't come on all the time, which is the traction light, the TPM sensor, which all the tires are good, and it only comes on every now and again. So I'm thinking there's some faulty wiring there I'm gonna have to dig into, but that's later on. Another thing that I fixed that I was going to check on was back here, like I mentioned in previous videos, is this third light back here where I was speculating that water was leaking in there. So I'm going to check it out today. We had some really good rain filling the carpet here. The carpet does not feel wet. The question is if I lift this up, if the battery is floating or not. And it is clean. There is no water at all, which is great. Yeah, it's a new battery. But here's that BTS system right here, which that's loose because it's just a cover or whatever. But everything else has been tightened down, and I still get that light. So back here was the screws that I took off to pull that light off, and these are T20 screw bits in order to get that off for a screwdriver, torque wrench, or torque screwdriver rather. Like I said, this seal is really good, no issues. There was a hit in the back over here, which is I was wondering if maybe this was misaligned. These right here I kind of pulled out a little bit, the stoppers, but not seeing any leaks in here. And I did leave, I'm gonna close this real quick. I did leave it out enough underneath the shelter for it to rain down on there, as you can see. So, but that's what we got going on that project. And then the other project that I just kind of can't wait to work on, but having the money, it's not really the time now, but it's more the money, is this one here. This right here is our 62 Chevy C10 long bed. Now I'm trying to work on, I've done some stuff. I had some videos, but you know, the whole same old thing, I've lost my SD card or something was wrong with it, and it's just all the videos on it were gone. But I was able to pull the 350 that was in here. Now originally these don't come with the 350 or V8, they come with the V6. But the previous owner put these mounts on here to where we can put, or to where they were able to put a 350 in here. So right now I'll show you a 350 here in a minute, but we do have a lot of work on here. I gotta get this all cleaned up. I gotta get this other fender off. There's a couple of bolts over here that I'm gonna have to take off to get that fender off. The front grille, these bumpers right here, I mean, I'm gonna have to find a way to kind of get that fixed, because I'm pretty sure that is part of the frame. I mean, I'd probably get something welded on there, but I haven't really dug that deep into it. This is my first classic truck that I've ever worked on, so you're gonna get to see my mistakes and see some things. And I don't see a lot on the 62s. There's a few videos here and there, but mostly what people do is they do what's called I guess it's called an off frame, where they either buy a custom frame for it, or you can get it from, like, I think a 69 or a 72 Chevy to get the frame. But also the reason behind that is you get the better steering rack, because there's power steering on this. There's just not there's a way of doing it, but it's either real expensive or kind of janky. And yeah, I'm not willing to go through all that. So I'm working on sourcing out a 72 frame. With that, you get the upgraded suspension from this. You get disc brakes in the front, because pricing out the disc brake setup is depending on what you go through, but the average is anywhere from $5 to $2 or $3 grand, depending on what all you're wanting to do. Not only that, you'll go from a 6-lug to a 5-lug, which 6-lug is kind of hard to find. Some nice wheels for them. So that's another positive going with that. You know, your power steering. You know, you want the comforts of a newer vehicle. But back here is our bed that we're gonna have to redo and customize something for it. I mean, they sell the kits. The kits just for the railing, I think, is a couple $100 for the, you know, but for the wood, depending on what wood you want and things like that, that's already pre-cut, it's about $1 grand, $800 to $1 grand. I'm sure there's some cheaper places out there, but you know, you get what you pay for. So there's a lot of rust down here. So probably have to replace some stuff. And yeah, I like the long bed because not a lot of people are rocking the long beds. They do the short beds, and they got kits that you can shorten these down with. I don't know if it's for the 62 frame or not, but I don't know. I like it just the same. Something that no one else has. Make it kind of unique. And here's the backside. For the most part, though, it is pretty good. The rear bumper, I'm probably going to get rid of. I'm going to go with something different, maybe a roll pan or something. Make it a little sporty. Kind of thinking of lowering it just a smidge. I don't really want to do bags on this. A lot of people do, but I don't know. Once I get done with this project truck, I'm going to sell it so I can get some other projects, maybe trade plus cash on something, depends. But we're going to redo it all. Floor pans and stuff like that. I've already kind of made a video on this, but this is just kind of a, like I said, a project. You know, for the most part, the floors are pretty nice. Somebody took the 3 off the tree, made it an automatic, which, okay, to each his own, whatever. But I'm thinking of going with a 4-speed or a 5-speed situation in here, because we still got all of our pedals for it, for our manual. Actually, do we really? Yeah, we do. Here's our gas pedal. It's kind of missing some things, and a clutch and brake. So there was a couple of upgrades that were done this, you know, your flashers, your low to high beam down there, you know, but she needs a little bit of work. So I'm gonna try not to make this a long-term project, but a little bit of rust and stuff up here, but for the most part on that, it's not too terribly bad. All of our glass is good, which is great. A lot of times you see these glasses crack. So we're not having issues there. The body is straight. But this engine bay needs a lot of help, a lot of love. Need to steam clean it. Yeah. But they talk about a crossmember, a crossbar. The reason why people really don't want to go with this, the 62 frame. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some more research on this frame, because I don't really know. I mean, this is a stabilizer bar, and we can look underneath here. Let me see if I can get down here. So I'm not really seeing what they're talking about, but I could be missing something. Again, this is my first classic truck that I've worked on, so this might be a 63 frame or something like that. I could be wrong, you know. You know, they're torsion bars, something like that. But I don't know, the way I saw it, came like an angle like that, but I'm not seeing that here, and I didn't take it off. Battery tray, it's got the little bit of surface rust. It's, you know, a couple spots here and there, but I might fix something aftermarket for that. Other than that, it's still not that bad for what I paid for this. The door, the rocker panels down there, this fender is going to have to be replaced. I mean, this is just, it's crap. Still got to get the front part off this, but yeah. so far that's it, but we're gonna walk over here and I can show y'all the engine. Here's my makeshift, eventually I need to come over here and put me some screws in this. But here's how the wind blows, this thing's gonna fall over. There's our hood that was sitting up, but the wind blew it down. Again, I don't have a whole lot to work with out here as far as my little open air shop between insects and other stuff going on. And here's the engine block, and yes, I definitely need to put something in there because it's just getting rain when it comes in. I thought I had it in good enough, but the rain here has just gotten really retarded, so I need to work on that. Surface stress isn't too terribly bad. The longer it sits, the worse it is. But yeah, this is the 350 that came out of it. And I'm guessing, again, I'm not big on the truck transmissions or whatever, but I'm guessing that's a turbo 350. Who knows? I haven't really found any marks on it, really looked, but I'm pretty sure it's a turbo 350 automatic. But it was leaking a little bit whenever I had some transmission fluid, so I don't know how well that, if it needs to be rebuilt or how much they go for or what I can get rid of it for. But yeah, there's parts all over the place. So, but I just want to kind of give everybody a rundown, basically what's going on in the projects that we have. And hopefully I can get them. The Mini is actually roadworthy. I can get on the road. I just got to figure out that those sensors, the TMP sensor, and it's another sensor that goes along with that. I mean, you got one thing that goes off and it throws off a lot of other stuff. I mean, you can't even turn off traction control or turn it on. Only whenever that light disappears, and it just doesn't when you first start. All the lights come on, you drive it, then they go away, then they come back and they go away. So I'm guessing some faulty wiring somewhere that I'm gonna have to dig into, which I hate doing wiring. But like I said, if y'all have any questions or or some additional information on any of the two projects that I've shown you, I'm just kind of get some content up there for everybody to kind of not forget about me. But hit the like, subscribe button, and leave some comments so maybe I can make things a little bit better. Like I said, I got a parts Mini over there that if I need to tear something apart of how something works or how to get something out, I don't mind doing that and making a video of it. I haven't seen a lot of content here on our year Minis, the R53s, as far as it comes to maintenance, as far as that positive cable and a couple other things. Just I see a lot of people souping them up, or just for the daily grind or something to be a good, starter car or something to get it up and going. That's what these videos are about, So again, hit the like and subscribe, and I appreciate it.